Hello there and welcome to the QNB Stars League preview show, all in English here on Al Cas, as we look ahead to all 6 matches in Week 7 in the company of former English Premier League players Nick Summerby and Chris Makin. And it is that time of the season. We're entering into another international break, and already the pressure is starting to mount on some teams and their head coaches. Chris Makin.
It's here, Rod. The silly season, the sacking season. Laurent Benitez left Al Khor. I think there's 1 or 2 other managerial positions that could be under threat.
And Nick, it is a big weekend once again coming up for many different reasons.
Yeah, there's only one game for me, Salih Salal. Is it the battle for 4th?
It's incredible, isn't it? We're not even talking about the top or the bottom. We're talking about 4th.
Just because of how well these two have done. Can they do better than that? Could they get 3rd? You know, because I tell you something, you'll find out between these two this weekend. It's going to be an exciting game.
OK, let's head over to Shadin Wadan now, who will remind us of the league standings after 6 weeks and how they line up for Week 7.
Thanks, Rodri. Going into Week 7, the QNB Stars League standings show that El Duhail remain in first place with 16 points and an impressive 21 goals scored. Al Sadd and Al Rayyan are in 2nd and 3rd place respectively with 15 points, and Slal in 4th with 13 points. Al Saliya is in 5th with 12 points, and Al Gharrafa is in 6th with 6 points. In the bottom half is Al Khretiyat with 5 points, the same as Al Ahli. Ranking from 9th through 11th place is Al Khor, Al Arabi, and Al Markhia, all with 4 points. And last but not least is Qatar Sports Club with 3 points. As for the fixtures, Week 7 matches show that on Thursday the 2nd of November, Al Ahli is up against Al Sadd at 19:25 Doha time. On Friday the 3rd, Al Rayyan face Qatar Sports Club, while Al Gharrafa meets Al Markhia both at 17:15. Later on, Al Khor is up against Al Duhail at 19:25 at the Al Khor Stadium. On Sunday the 4th, Al Saliya faced Slal in the 7th round at 17:15, and later on, Al Khretiyat will meet Al Arabi at 19:25.
Thank you, Shannon. First up, Al Ahli versus Al Sadd. Right, let's remind ourselves straight away. Al Ahli in Week 6. Chris, kick us off. They came back twice from behind against Al Arabi. 2 very good goals, and they lost one of their key players early on in the 6th minute, Chikawi.
Good point, really, because Chikawi gives them something different, but didn't stop them from getting the 2 goals. And to come back from behind twice shows a little bit of character. I still worry about Al Ahly. I still don't think they're playing to their potential or their best form by any means, and I think there's just a big battle ahead of them.
What's the news on Chikawi, Nick?
It looked a lot serious when we looked at it. We thought, because he's come back from a serious injury, we thought it looks like he's going to be off when we saw him walking off the pitch. But I think it's only 2-3 weeks, which is great news, because he's one of those players what they need. He's an important player for them, so hopefully he'll be back in the next couple of weeks.
OK, they're up against Al Sadd, who lost, of course, in Week 6. More on that in a little while. But what a goal they scored, and we thought it was going to be service as usual, Nick, with Bunja's goal.
Yeah, top quality. Mossab with the cross, and there's Bunja there just to head it into the net. But it was a wonderful game, and let's say it's the first time they got tested second half by Rayyan. You know, Rayyan, when they play their key players, Hamadallah and Sebastian, they're a threat. And it was just, it could have gone anyway. They could have got the draw at the end with Hamroon with a header. You know they're going to be there or thereabouts, but it's the first time they really got tested.
Yeah, I mean, Al Rayyan spotted sort of a weakness in Mossab a couple of times.
Yeah.
And, I wonder if Al Ahly will be looking at this.
Well, they will be, yeah. We see a lot of these defenders nowadays. I mean, they're starting to do what attackers do, where they go down waiting for the referee to make a decision. This time, he's far too weak against Coe. You know, he's got to hold his ground there, but he's waiting on the referee to blow the whistle. It's very strange what you see from defenders nowadays.
But to take a gamble with that, you'd never do that. If Chris did that when he was playing, it's a disaster to do it. And he's actually gone down expecting, and that is actually a good thing, because, these defenders won't look at that now, hopefully.
Well, yeah, hopefully a good lesson learnt there. So, Al Ahly versus Al Sadd. Nick, you can go first.
Yeah, Al Sadd. Are they going to lose again now? I very much doubt it from here to the end of the season, so you're going to get a bit of a backlash from that. 3-0.
3-0. Chris Makin.
2-0, Al Sadd.
Okay. Next up, Al Rayyan versus Qatar Sports Club. Well, we were just talking about them, the Al Rayyan beating Al Sadd in week 6. Chris, run us through the goals here.
Yeah, wonderful.
Wonderful game, wasn't it?
It was, like I say, Nick said, they really tested Al Sadd in that second period. You had the three up front, Sabata, Hamadallah and Sebastian, and they just looked a different class in the second half. And I fully expect them to go on and finish this game strongly against Qatar Sports Club.
Do you think that's got to give them the belief now that they can, that the title champions? It has to be, surely.
I think they had the belief before that. I really did. Sebastian's won it at Al Rayyan, Sabata's won it there. Hamadallah's done really well at LJ. He's come in to fill the other spot there. You know, they've got winners throughout the side anyhow, so...
Do you think the expectations went a little bit high after they went through that season when they blew everybody away, and then everybody else has sort of upped their game and thought, hang on a minute, that's not going to happen again?
It wouldn't for me. What they did was phenomenal. It's a case of from there, right, here we go, we're off and running. Always the season after is always going to be difficult, but I think it's just probably Laudrup's playing a little bit of mind games with us, I think, because it's definitely worked, because he was saying, no, we're just trying to make the gap a little bit shorter to what it was last season. And then they go and put a performance like that in. They're back in there now. They are in them with that performance against Al Sadd, and they've got the mental thing over Al Sadd now, because obviously Al Sadd had beaten him over 2 years and the Emir Cup final. They've put that to bed now, and all of a sudden it's there for him, really is.
Let me stay with you here, because we talk about the Hamid Allahs, the Tabatas, but what about Allah? And I know, as young players, you, Nick and Chris, you both like to pick out players who are showing great promise and offering a lot to the team.
And we're seeing a lot of them coming through in the league now, we've got to say that. He's quality, not only is he... I mean, what I want from a fullback, you can say that the modern day game, I want him to defend first and foremost. He does that here, you can see the situation here now, and he looks like he enjoys defending. But as well as that, he's great at going forward. And, when I talk about crossing a ball, I don't think there's anybody better from this position. He is really good. He gets brought down here now, but either way, he's come out of defence. But just watch this again here now. This is what he's all about, and you've got to keep your eye out for him. Lovely first touch there. Can he deliver? Absolutely pin perfect there. All of a sudden then, Sebastian gets up and heads it over. Then.
You know what gives him a lot of confidence? He's done it in probably the biggest game against the best players, and he's had we was going to give him man of the match. So it gives you so much confidence.
Yeah, that victory against Al Sadd must have given the whole club a lift, including head coach Michael Laudrup.
Well, I think you can imagine when you win, everybody they are happy, especially when you win a game like against Al Sadd. The whole club, all the fans, the players, the staff, administration, everybody are happy. This is normal. But we just said now we have to continue. The Al Sadd game is already in the past, and the day after tomorrow we have a new game.
Oh yes, he does. He certainly does. And you just got to get on with it, haven't you? You can't sort of enjoy it for too long in this in any league.
Yeah, but they're in a situation now because of the squad they've got. They can rest players if they need to. Not that they need to do that at all, but they can freshen it up. That's where they had the advantage out of the top three.
Chris, Qatar Sports Club. They didn't have much to show for their effort against Al Salia.
No.
5-1 they were beaten on the night. I mean, they're actually lucky to get that with the penalty.
Yeah.
Your thoughts on what's going on there?
I think they're having a very difficult time in defensively wise, and I'm not just saying it's the back four. They're not getting help off the midfield. Midfield aren't getting help off the forward. So defensively as a team, as a unit, they really are struggling at the moment.
Just a second. Let's hear now from Qatar Sports Club head coach Gabriel Calderon.
I come here with challenge to build the team for stay in third division. I arrive, I told this. I come because the whole team in the world is coming third division. The third year need the proof for stay. But for stay in third division, you need to build the team. I try to build the team. I have many little problems because I told before, if you build a team with many new players, you need a time. But for build a team, you need a time, but you need a good player. And of course, you have the local player, good player, very good player, but normally in this region, not only Qatar, all region, the foreign player is the more important.
But is he? Some very interesting points there, I think, Nick. First of all, he's talking about the time he needs to build a team. There's a sense of frustration there. And then the point about how important the foreign player is, probably the most important. Well, maybe, we've just been talking about some of the younger players, the local players, and how important they are, and how important that their standards rise for the success of a team.
Yeah, well, the foreign players are coming in to help all the players around them. And what I'm getting off that there is they haven't really done that. Now, his pressure is obviously getting results, but getting through until January, because he wants to do business. I think it wouldn't surprise me if they all go, the foreign players, you see a big change, but he's got to get from here to there. He's got to pick enough points up. Has he got enough time to do that? And this game comes at the wrong time for them, really does.
But so, isn't it a well-known fact in football now? You don't get time.
No.
You just
Doesn't matter where you are.
I don't care. That's the facts of football. You simply don't. Your main time, if you're lucky enough as a coach, Nick, is your pre-season. If you get appointed early in the summer.
Yeah, but what he's got there, so I tried to get it out of him by saying, look, this squad here now, is it good enough to stay in the division, or have you got to hold on till January to get more players in? And he pretty much went around that. But either way, with this squad here now, they've got to get him results, because his career's really on the line as a manager there, because you know what Chris was just saying, how short it is. So Habibu's got to start scoring. Babatundi's really got to start pulling his finger out. Yeah. Someone's got to give it a lift, but against Ryan this weekend.
So, prediction, Chris?
2-0, Ryan.
Nick?
3-1, Ryan.
Okay, next. Algarrafa versus Albalchia. Right, Algarrafa's goal. Week 6. Who wants to fire away with this one? It was an absolutely fantastic point for them against Alderhale. Chris?
Yeah, fabulous second half performance from Algarrafa. Congratulations to all their players, especially this kid here, Amro, who got the equalising goal. Weiss came on strong. I'd like to see a little bit more from the skipper, Luis. He's got, if he can get involved a little bit more. But this was a much improved performance on the previous week. A very good second half.
Tell you something, we spoke to the manager, we had a really interesting conversation speaking about this youngster, Amro.
Yeah.
He said he's the best. He said he's the best in training.
Oh, he's going to be.
He said this is the lad. Now we're talking about the World Cup coming. He's at the right age. Keep your eye out for this boy, because you can't get any more of a pat on the back really than that.
No better time to hear from Amro himself.
Yes, I'm happy to be with the team, and I'm also happy to play with the good players, professional players like Jimenez, Vladimir, and good coach, high level. I will fight to be and play in the lineup, and I wish all the good luck to my team.
And we wish you good luck too. I think he's got the right attitude here. Right, let's bring this in. Algarrafa. I just wanted to highlight here where they were in that game week 6. Alderhale passes in the final third, top 22.4. Garrafa, they were second best, 18.6. Final third passing accuracy, Alderhale 80.1%. Algarrafa just 0.1 behind. Nothing in it. Chris, you're going to question me?
I'm not going to question you at all. I'm too close to the screen, I can't read it. So.
Passes in the final third, and passes final third accuracy.
Right, and they were level pegging with Alderhale.
So basically, this is out the whole. Well, if you look at the whole league, Alderhale were top, believe it or not. Garrafa were second.
Yeah, well, I presume most of that good play or the good stats came from that second half performance.
Yes, for sure.
They really went for it. They were 1-0 down. They pressed forward. No one really does that to Alderhale. And at the end, you're thinking Garrafa were going to go on and win that game. So, very impressive.
The only thing with Garrafa is they haven't really got a marquee centre forward to score the goals. That's going to be the problem. Weiss was wonderful on the night. He really did cause problems, but I don't think you could ask him to do that every week. It was impossible. He's running against 3 or 4 defenders at a certain point. So that's my big problem with Garrafa there. They're playing, it was a good performance the last game, but throughout the season, who's going to get the goals for them?
Okay. Right, talking about goal scoring. Nick, Margia. Let's have a look at, this was from week 6. Carey, Saleh, in attack. It's almost there, just not quite.
Yeah, I thought Carey was fantastic on the night. Powerful, strong, some great runs. It is a wonderful delivery. Across the face of the goal, we talk about this, which I'm going to tell you about in a minute. We had a good conversation with somebody interesting this morning. This is Carey. What does this tell me? get him on the ball. Can we get him playing on the defender's shoulders with the pace and the power? Saleh, you know, he's got to do better here now. We saw him in the first game against Al Sadd score 2 goals. So something what he's got to work on in training. But this boy here, Carey, he needs more goals. But while he's providing, I mean, Traore came on. It surprised us that he was on the bench. You know, and he tried to get on the end there. All you got to do is get your body there and really try and get on the end. You've got to break your neck if you want to get a goal, basically. And he gets a touch, but just doesn't get enough to get it into the goal. But we were just talking quickly. We have to name drop here now. Chris met one of his old pals yesterday and tell him what the conversation about what he used to do after training.
Wasn't an old pal. It was Jean-Pierre Papin.
Oh,
yeah.
Right. So
JP.
Yeah.
For his pals.
JP to his pal. And what was JP saying?
Listen, it's no secret to success. It's hard work. He used to say, after every training session, 20 minutes, when everyone had gone home, 20 minutes on his own, either foot with the finishing, volleys, shooting practice, 20 minutes every day. No easy way to success is there. For all these young kids, Amro against Allah in this particular game, that's going to be a great battle. These young kids have to practice on their own.
Exactly what we're trying to say. So with the Salah there, get on the train. If it's good enough for Papa, get on the training pitch for 20 minutes after and do it. Listen to me and Chris.
I love it. Let's look at the defending as well, Chris. Again, we're saying, you know, there are promising signs that things could come good.
When we're talking about defending, Rod, normally people say, oh, the back four, the defensive unit. Look at how the midfielder helping out, the hunting in packs, in pairs, all over the pitch. They're putting Karatia under pressure. Interestingly enough, this week, Bilal's joined the club of Al Gharafa. So a wonderful addition to the squad. Plenty of leadership qualities there that he can bring towards the team.
OK, well, head coach of Marche, Youssef Adam, is very encouraged by what he's seeing since he's come back.
We are lucky because since they take the team, we start to win and we take the points. With the new management, I think we have 4 points now. And also they bring 2 big players to the team. I think they do a very good job and the performance for the team is very, very high now. And we hope do the good job to prove them we are in the right way.
OK, encouraged, as I said. So, back to you, Nick, for a prediction.
2-1 Marquia.
Wow. Right, Chris.
1-1.
OK. Next up, Al Khor versus Al Duhail. Right at the beginning of the show, we were talking about the pressure on some of the clubs and their head coaches. Al Khor have parted company with Laurent Benid as we see him here. It's just not been good enough, quite simply, with the results. Chris?
Yeah, simply put that way, yeah. They're down at the bottom. We normally see Al Khor, I wouldn't say at the bottom, but just hovering above the bottom teams. But they always go onto some amazing run, don't they, in past previous seasons. This time they're at the bottom and they're struggling, aren't they? There's no spark. They brought a new centre forward in, David Silva left, and there's
no cohesion there. It's all a little bit mixed up. Let me just jump in. Go on, give me quickly what you want to say
At the start of the season, they started off on fire.
Yeah.
Thought, hang on a minute, this manager is going to be the one, but for some reason now it's just not there.
Trouble is, it comes at a very bad time because they play Al Duhail. Let's look just give an idea of what they're up against. This is the goal, and it was a tremendous goal, despite it being a 1-1 draw against Gharafa. Nick, that was a tremendous world-class goal.
Absolutely, a wonderful ball over the top. It's all about the first-time pass from Namte. And there's Al Arabi, well, we'll see him most of the season, just side-footing it into the net. It just wasn't their night. They looked a little bit leggy for me, but listen, I feel sorry for the team what's going to play them next, because that's really, they're going to pick up from this, and I'd imagine the manager would have a go at them. We know what they're all about. They are the team to beat. I think we're right by saying that, and it's a huge task today for when they're going to play Al Khor.
I wanted to show you the reactions again of Jamel Belmadi, the head coach. He was absolutely sort of, his usual animated self. I wonder what the training sessions have been like this week.
Why don't you do a stat on him 1 week? Just bring the stats on him. What he covers in that technical area, he's always on his feet, isn't he?
He's unbelievable. What I am going to do is I'm going to bring some stats up now. Unfortunately, that won't make him too happy. Let's have a look at these statistics here. Al Duhail. What about this? I thought this was quite interesting. Al Duhail in that game last week, percentage aerial duels won, only 44.4%. That was in 10th place out of 12 teams.
Yeah.
The percentage ground duels won was only 50.8%, which was
half of every.
half.
Yeah.
50, but in 5th place. You know, this is, I think these are statistics that they are normally, they win the ball. They win the ball in the air, they win the ball on the ground.
But do you remember the game? They were well off the pace right from minute one.
Totally, I know.
Yeah.
And I know
So
this just supports
that. Exactly, that
Yeah.
just sums up their performance absolutely perfectly. You're winning half of your tackles all over the pitch. What's that? 44.4%. Nearly half of your headers getting one. That's summed up perfectly. The first half they were great, second half they wasn't. Sums it up perfectly.
So, Al Khor, Al Duhail.
De Gea to win, no. 3-0.
Nick.
2-0.
Next. Al Saleh versus Salal. Straight to the Al Saleh goals from week 6. Come on, Nick. Just enjoy them because they are fun to watch right now, Al Saleh.
Absolutely flying. And out this game here now, I know it's a real tight game, but I think they've got a better forward line. Here's Tamir here now scoring. He's getting plenty of opportunities, especially by Lazard on that left-hand side. But they're a threat. You've got to say as well the wonderful sign he's got here of Belhaj. You know, the experience of him as well. Here's our boy Wagner at the moment, who's just absolutely fine. He can't wait to get out there and play again. So whatever the manager's done with him, he's totally changed him, and they're getting the best out of him. But they're just ripping teams apart. Not the best goalkeeper here, but there's Lazard there just to get his head on the ball. Trabelsi he's enjoying his time here now. If you look at a year before, when he wanted to bring players into the football club, he's managed to do that, but he's done very, very good business. And they're ready for this game, aren't they?
Saleh, he scored 17 goals, one of the best attacking sides against the best defence in Salal. So what gives? What would you rather go into the game with?
The thing is, I think they've got so much confidence. Every game we've seen with Al Saleh, they've got the confidence in each other as a team, and the players are just
I agree.
going for it.
I concur.
I mean,
I do, yeah. Honestly, I do, yeah.
But I think if you can stop Mawas and Sagbo, you know, I asked the question, I don't know how you do that, especially probably even more Mawas with the work rate. Everything comes from Mawas.
You are exactly right. You did ask Sammy
you,
Trabelsi
Robbie.
that question. You asked Sammy Trabelsi.
I'm teeing myself up nicely here, aren't I?
Nick asked Sammy Trabelsi if Al Saleh can contain Sagbo and Mawas, then he should feel that he's got a chance. This was Sammy's reply.
I never thinking about any player. If Messi here, I don't think about Messi too. I think about all the team. Sure, there are two good players. I see Mawas in qualification from the World Cup. He do a good job. He's good players. Sagbo. It's the style and the quality from the player how I prefer it.
I love it.
He said he wouldn't think about Messi.
I just had a giggle there.
He went on Messi, it's one of them, and he like, well, no, don't mention a word about Messi.
No.
Only because he knows he's not playing.
Only the whole of Qatar have come in to see Messi. But it's all right. No, but it's a good point from you. Would you? I mean, that's how you feel. It's Mawas and Sagbo control them two, and you've probably got a good chance.
But they will do exactly the same as what Salal always do. They'll make it difficult at the start. They'll squeeze the life out of the game, and then all of a sudden they'll start coming into the game. They do it. That's what they're fantastic. They make it difficult, aggressive. But you've got to stop Mawas. He's a problem. If you look at all the goals what are scored, it comes from him. He's even more than Sagbo, really. If you stop him, you stop the source to Sagbo.
It wasn't through Sagbo or Mawas. Well, Mawas was sort of involved with Rami down this left-hand side. This is the problem you're talking about, Chris.
Yeah.
But it was Jedu who finally got the ball in the net.
Wonderful first touch, if he really meant it. I thought it was a great goal. Salal, rock solid, up against the all-attacking Al Saleh. It's a fascinating match. And it's a tough one, isn't it?
So this is the game of the weekend. This is what we're looking forward to. And these two sides on form now, it looks like it's going to be a fight who's going to get in that top four, or could they get above that? Do they fancy themselves against some of the top three? Do they think they can get into the top three?
Right. The prediction then, please, Nick.
Salah to grind it out again. They just
It's a grind out against Al Salia.
grinder.
Go on, what's the score?
2-1.
I'm glad he said that. So
Grinding it
glad.
out.
I'm going for Al Salia. Really
Go
am.
on.
2-1.
2-1 the other way.
way.
Okay, gentlemen, thank you very much. Let's finish up with Al Kharatiat versus Al Arabi. Al Kharatiat. Chris Makin, where are we with Al Kharatiat at this point?
Still had the chance to go to.
All right, all
How
right.
can I chat? At the moment, I would say going forward is their main assets. It's got to be. You've got Diba, Tiberkanine, Tursunov starting on the bench. The last game came on, made an impact. So that that attacking-wise, I like them.
All right, let's have a look at something you picked up on the weekend, Nick. I mean, this was the greatest opportunity for them. Should have been in the back of the net.
It should have been. You don't get better than this. Wonderful run by Sad. They were not in the game, by the way. Tiberkanine on the far post. You think, well, here we go. They bring Tursunov off the bench, and this is what happens here. Very effective there. Nice 1-2 with Tiberkanine, and he takes the shot. Find it quite strange in the last couple of games why Tursunov's not played. So hopefully he's playing this game. He's too good to be on the bench.
Okay, well, they're up against Al Arabi, who took the lead twice against Al Ahly. They lost it in the end. Well, I say they lost it. They conceded 2 goals. They came back. That was a fantastic start. Lovely ball floated in by Khalfan. Chris?
Yeah, 2 points dropped for me. I thought they were a better side. Al Arabi. And they'll be really disappointed by that because Coach Jacobi just said before that game, this was the start of the season. But what I like about this little situation is grey shirts of Al Arabi piling forward, and I love it when the keeper makes a save and one of the teammates gets a rebound. I love that.
Are we really feeling now that Al Arabi, under Kai Jacobi, as he's promised, is work in progress, going in the right direction, Nick?
Me and Chris think that. We really do. From the Sad game. Thought they were dead and buried. Thought they haven't got the personality in the dressing room. Well, they showed us a bit of personality. This was a good performance. They were unlucky at the end from getting the 3 points. Don't know if the manager feels that way. I mean, what are the expectations at the club? It's about getting stability in that club and building the club. You're not going to come in and do a Ryan. So they've got to just give him a little bit of time. And I think the manager's right for that. But is that the case?
Al Kharatiat versus Al Arabi. Chris Makin.
1-1 on the fence with that one.
Oof, very on the fence.
Yeah.
Nick.
2-1 Kharatiat.
Okay, thank you very much. Interesting indeed. Let's head over once again to Shaden Wadan, and she will again remind us of the league standings after 6 weeks and how they line up for week 7.
Thanks, Rodri. Going into week 7, the QMB Stars League standings show that El Dahel remain in first place with 16 points and an impressive 21 goals scored. El Said and Al Rayyan are in second and third place respectively with 15 points, and Slal in fourth with 13 points. Al Salia is in fifth with 12 points, and Al Gharrafa is in sixth with 6 points. In the bottom half is Al Khretiyat with 5 points, the same as Al Ahli. Ranking from 9th through 11th place is Al Khor, Al Arabi, and Al Markhia, all with 4 points. And last but not least is Qatar Sports Club with 3 points. As for the fixtures, Week 7 matches show that on Thursday the 2nd of November, Al Ahli is up against Al Said at 19:25 Doha time. On Friday the 3rd, Al Rayyan face Qatar Sports Club, while Al Gharrafa meets Al Markhia both at 17:15. Later on, Al Khor is up against Al Dahel at 19:25 at the Al Khor Stadium. On Sunday the 4th, Al Salia faced Slal in the 7th round at 17:15, and later on, Al Khretiyat will meet Al Arabi at 19:25.
Thank you very much, Shaden. And we're all set for week 7 from Nick Summerby, Chris Makin, and myself. Bye for now.